girls looking to live their happiest, healthiest, and most kawaii lives. So if that sounds inspiring to you, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I think you'll enjoy. So today I wanted to talk about some Lolita fashion hobbies that you can implement into your life. I chose some things that are pretty much free or relatively low cost and low tech as well, because I know as Lolitas a lot of our stuff is online, so I wanted to do some things to get you off of your phone, off of the screen. A lot of these things too are relatively low skill. I wanted to avoid stuff like learn a language because that takes like a lot of effort on your end, and that's more like something you have to like really focus in on if you're doing. So I just did like relatively like low skill things that pretty much anyone can do. My first hobby I have on the list is cross stitch. This is kind of a specific one because I know a lot of girls like to do crochet or even embroidery, and it looks very pretty, but even like crochet, I have a hard time learning it. I could only crochet like a basic square coaster just because I have trouble learning like all the different stitches and whatnot. Even embroidery, like you can like kind of screw up with it. So I chose cross stitch because every stitch in cross stitch is the same. It's all like little X's, and it's just very time consuming too. So you can kind of get wrapped up in cross stitch for a few hours. You'll have like a beautiful little project at the end, and there are a lot of free templates online too. And you can find material for cross stitch pretty much at any thrift or antique store for really cheap too. You could probably get started for less than $5 even, and you can make some really beautiful projects with it. I'll leave some inspo up here for you, but yeah, just because I think cross stitch would be a lot more fun and easy for beginners compared to something like crochet or embroidery. The next hobby I have on the list is paper dolls. I think paper dolls is a great hobby because a lot of us are already interested in drawing, and maybe you already draw as a job as well. So paper dolls are specifically paper, so you aren't looking on a screen because maybe you feel more comfortable with digital art. So you can specifically be on paper with these. And two, you don't even need to draw them because there are templates online as well that you could probably print out, or again find some at a antique store. Would definitely have some paper dolls that you can swap out the outfits and just dress them up, and maybe you can even write stories for them or create like little paper doll houses as well for them. So I think that would be really fun if you are interested, both like they're kind of fashion related too. So if you're interested in drawing, you can draw your own, or just want to create another like fashion hobby, that would be fun too. The next hobby I have on here is ballet. I took a ballet class in college and it was so much fun, and it really got my body moving and stretching, and ballet also helps your posture as well. So you'll have really good posture for everyday life, but also for like Lolita photo shoots. You'll kind of have a dancer's body then too, when you'll just have like nice lean posture then. So that will be really nice for photo shoots. And you can learn ballet through watching videos, but I think it'd be really fun too to really study like the vocabulary of ballet and also learn the stories of ballet dances, like things like the Nutcracker or Swan Lake. We have all heard of those before, but what really happens in Swan Lake? Like, I know the Barbie version of it maybe, but I think that would be really fun to like really research into. So if you wanted to, I think you could go to the library even and pick up a book on ballet, so you're not learning all of it like through videos or screen time. And two, if you live in the city, you can probably find ballet classes near you. They might, I mean, those might cost a little bit of money, but then you'll get like some one-on-one interaction too, and maybe make a few friends. So I think ballet would be a very Lolita hobby that you can try on your own or in a class, and then even diving deeper into it, not just learning the for like movement, but also learning for the story and for the knowledge. My next hobby is letter writing. I think you could get started with this basically for free if you have a pencil and paper. But two, again, you could probably go over to the library, like I said before, and print off some cute stationery so you don't even really have to buy it because that stuff can get pretty expensive. So go to the library, print off some stationery. It'll cost you probably 15 to 25 cents per page. So you could write cute little letters to your friends or your family or a pen pal. There's a lot of pen pal searches out there online that you can just connect to anybody out there. And you could also just write letters to yourself, which is basically what journaling is. But if you don't think you have anyone that you can write to, you can always write to yourself and just write yourself some really kind words on some cute pieces of stationery, and that will feel really fun. And two, when you're writing, you can also be practicing your penmanship. So that's kind of a sub hobby inside this one is letter writing, but also journaling and practicing penmanship. So that will be a really relaxing, low-tech hobby that can also bring you closer to your friends and family as well. So I do recommend that. The next hobby I have on here is gardening. And again, this is something kind of like ballet where it's like not just doing it yourself, but also like really researching like plants that historically go together and plants that bloom in the same seasons, and like also with like vegetable gardening. I know that there are some like vegetables, if you plant them too close to one another, like they can almost spoil each other. So like really like learning how like what things go together and what things don't go together too. You can again go to the library and pick up a book on this. I'm really promoting the library because I'm a librarian actually, and the library, ever since like starting working there, I've like realized how much there is to do at the library, and so I'm kind of promoting the library because it's very low tech. But yeah, gardening, just it'll just be so fun even if you don't have the space to garden. Just learning about gardening and what works and what flowers historically like mean and what go together. Just having that knowledge and reading about that, I think would be very fun and very Lolita centric hobby to have. The next hobby I think is very similar to gardening, where in a sense that you don't really have to do it, but just learning about it, I think would be very fun. And it's like the combinations of like baking and cooking and teas. So I know that cooking and baking as a hobby can get really expensive with the groceries involved with it, and also just maybe a bit mentally stressing because you'll have a lot of dishes as well. I think it'd be really fun to just learn like the combinations of like foods that go really well together, like garlic and herb, classic, but like, where does that originate from? And so again, I think you could pick up maybe like a historical cooking book and learn about that. And just like, what tea would go best with like a chocolate croissant, you know? Because, um, let's see, what wouldn't go good with a chocolate croissant? Maybe like a very sweet tea wouldn't go good with a chocolate croissant because then you wouldn't get the flavors of the croissant. But then I'm also thinking like an orange tea would maybe go with it because like chocolate and orange, you know, that's like a very classic taste. So maybe check out that as a hobby and let me know about it. Just like what are the best tea combinations that go with certain foods. I bet there's a whole history about it that you can study and research. And then, too, once you know that, you can also apply that knowledge to like hosting tea parties and hosting Lolita events. The next two I have on this list aren't very low tech at all, but I just want to include them because I have been doing these things kind of recently and they just bring me so much joy. One of them is web design. I've been making a NeoCities recently and it is just so fun. And you don't really need to learn any HTML or CSS because there are a lot of templates online. So if you just like find the templates and then you can basically customize it however you want. And also you still do learn a little bit anyways, you know, just working with it. But there are so many like little graphics and like old DeviantArt stamps that are very nostalgic and really remind you of like the beginnings of Lolita fashion, like web time. That like you can find them on Tumblr that are just like so cute, and you can really like customize your own website, and it's just like so fun and nostalgic to customize in that way. I think it can be good if you're someone who likes to post online, but also maybe being on like your phone all the time is a little triggering. So you can like go on your own website, post on it, share it with your friends, and then you're not tempted to go on stuff like Instagram or Twitter that can be like toxic places. You just have your own little space online that you get to update. The other kind of high tech hobby I have for you guys is girly gaming. Again, I think it's quite nostalgic to visit games like Animal Crossing. If you had like a DS back in the day, like pick up Wild World again, pick up Style Savvy, or even like the Animal Crossing on the Switch. Um, I think you could like customize and customize like all day, and I think that's something that a lot of Lolitas like to do is design and customize. So, um, yeah, just pick up Animal Crossing again. It will just get you off your phone, and at least, you know, I think these two hobbies that are kind of higher tech, they can kind of help you ease out of being on your phone and maybe bedrotting on your phone all day. Oops. And those two things are both very like stimulating to the brain. So you're still online and stimulated, but you're kind of then easing into the lower tech hobbies with that as well, just because you're not on your phone. That's like the main goal, is to be on your phone less with this, so at least you're not on your phone. Yeah, that's all I had. So I hope this really inspired you guys to try some of these things out. I am going to leave some resources that I think look like fun in relation to these hobbies I described. And hopefully you guys feel inspired by this video to try some of these hobbies and spend less time on your phone. But yeah, just try some of these things and let me know how it goes in the comments. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a good day today, and I will see you in the next video.